What's going on, YouTube? Welcome in. Today we got a beautiful build for you. Today we're building a pretty monster system, not just in terms of like looks and all the fans and all the things that you want to see, but more in performance. Today we're starting off with one of the best CPUs on the market in terms of multi-core and also X3D performance, the 9950 X3D. I believe it's probably our first one over here on the channel. We're starting off on one of the most valued boards that you can get for the price. It's just a B850 Tomahawk. Nothing crazy, nothing frilly, but it absolutely rocks on in terms of performance. We're putting a 9950 X3D on that B850 Tomahawk, and then we have 6 terabytes, 2 terabyte and a 4 terabyte Gen 5 Fury Renegade drive coming over from Kingston, their brand new Gen 5 NVMe drives, up to 15,000 megabytes per second. So we got some blazing speed there. 64 gigs of RAM that we've got to talk about right there, coming over at 6000 CL30, which is coming over from Kingston as well. We've got a 1250 watt power supply going in today's case, which we'll be putting all in the beautiful brand new Corsair frame 4000D, which can have that beautiful, finally, 360 top mount cooler capability, which we've been waiting for in that Corsair 360 or Corsair 4000D. On top of that, we've got 7 fans coming over from Phanteks, because we'll be cooling today's system with the brand new Glacier 1 Gen 2 version with the beautiful M25 Gen 2 fans. That beautiful brand new pump designs look really good with the aesthetics that I find in the 4000D. And then on top of that, we got to put one of the best GPUs in the market, which is the RTX 5090 coming over from MSI, and the gaming XOC variant of the gaming trio. Absolutely stunning card in terms of gaming performance as well as aesthetic for the price. Let us know down below in the comments. Make sure to hit the like button to help us with the algorithm. Make sure that subscribe button as well if you want to see more beautiful pieces like this end up over in the YouTube algorithm. You want to catch us live, unedited, raw like it is right now as I butcher this extremely long intro because my dog had diarrhea last night. Yeah, I told you that. That's what happened. I'm tired. We're still building today. You catch us any Monday, Wednesday, or Friday over at Twitch channel at twitch.tv/stints. We stream around 11 a.m. Eastern, and we hope to see you soon. Put our parts down off the top here, get our RAM, I'm gonna drop that. Boom, 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 boom. Fans off the side. Let's get our CPU down in the socket. Let's take a peek, see how we're looking here. No bent pins, good to see. Start off with our CPU. Pop this bad boy down and in. 9950 X3D, technically the kingpin of AMD CPUs in terms of gaming and productivity. Because you have those 16 cores, 8 cores are going to get the gaming performance. Actually, let's put this back in the box. Give our customers, if they're retail, give them retail boxes, so they have them. So they have the serial numbers, all that stuff right there. Next will be our Gen 5 drive, there's one here. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the second one is going to be, I believe it's right here. I'll look on the back real quick. Check out the manual, check the second, because they do have a Gen 4 and a Gen 3 drive as well. There's a RAM, a 2 terabyte drive, it's our primary. Those beautiful Fury drives, there she is. Gen 5 NVMe drive. Down and in we go. Again, the speeds are on this up to 14.7 and 14.8, so pretty much 15 gigs a second. Shoosh! It was loading in the fastest in Tarkov. Somebody with one of those drives. But yeah, it's the first 9950 X3D on stream. Oh, cellophane's annoying. There we go. AJ, I believe it's the, I gotta find which lane it is here. Let me look at the manual. I'm gonna figure out which one is the Indeed installation guide. Here we go. I wanna see the, I don't know if it's, is this the one for the B50? This is the only thing I like about it, AJ. You gotta have 4 screws to get at it. Thank God for this little bad boy. Looking on the chipset, M.2, M.2, yes. I'm pretty sure they run on CPU. The speeds too. All right, this is it. You need this drive just for Tarkov. A Gen 5 drive wouldn't hurt, you know? First to load into raids. You're sitting there waiting for PMC forever though on the loading screen. Waiting for other players, you'd be sitting there spinning forever. All right, RAM's gonna go in next. We're gonna work on the standoffs for the cooler. And we have 64 gig of 6000 CL30 coming in Kingston, that Fury RGB. First DIMM's going in. Second DIMM is going down and in. There we go. Next, we're gonna get our cooler out. Today we have the Phanteks Glacier 1 360 M25 Gen 2, which has that brand new pump right there. It's gonna look absolutely stunning. Manual. Why don't you go to the rear? The rear, huh? Are the fans already pre-installed? They want you to go to the rear? No, they aren't installed. The fans aren't installed yet. Okay, you can go either way. All right.
Standoffs. We have AM4, AM5 standoffs. Good to go. Easy McPeasy. Link adapters for the RGB. All right, awesome. Easy McPeasy, chat. Thermal paste. What do they give us? What kind of thermal? It's just their Phanteks thermal compound. Okay, I wasn't sure if it's like any high performance stuff. I know they have some high performance stuff. LGA. We will need those. We'll need AMD brackets. We do not need that. Do not need that. Do not need that. You don't need TR4. All right. Good to know this can do TR4 though. It's good to know. All the Intel stuff is here. I'm actually going to take off our factory clips. It's good. A good installation guide. Phanteks always have really basic, really straightforward installation guides. Easy peasy. So I like the Phanteks. These new Phanteks fans we're using today, they're probably my new favorites. I think AJ and I were talking about them. They're going to be the standard now in our Lux systems. Just because lately these are nice, don't get me wrong. But man, the M25s are phenomenal, like phenomenal fans. So we're going to be using those standard now in a lot of our systems on our builders. We'll save a little bit of money too for customers and kind of get that same kind of aesthetic and performance as a Leanly fan. If not, the performance might be even honestly better. But moving forward, that way, if you want to upgrade to like Leanly's wireless fans, stuff like that, you can be able to do it. They're going to be moving around. We'll be moving some of the titles around with the fans because they're moving to new wireless. They've got new AIOs coming from Leanly. We'll be adding the TRX, or I call it Trix, the panorama. But it should be out of the website now, right, AJ? I believe that's on the website now. As we just got them in stock. We'll be adding those. So some new things coming. Everything's assembled on the motherboard. Right off to the side here. Again, we have the 9050X 3D down on the beautiful B850 Tomahawk. Our standoffs are in place for that Glacier 1, Generation 2, 360. We have one 2 terabyte Gen 5 Kingston drive down in our primary slot 1, and then a secondary 4 terabyte Gen 5 drive coming from Kingston, the Fury, Renegade, Gen 5 drive, NVMe drive right there as well. 4 terabytes. They have 64 gigs of 6000 TL30 rated compared from Kingston in the Fury RGB. Beautiful setup here. I mean, honestly, killer performance on a really rock solid board. Let's slide this aside and let's grab our case, which I've been waiting to build since I saw it in person. And heck, I mean, Corsair was retweeting the crap out of my videos and my content when I saw this at the Corsair booth at the Waldorf Astoria at CES this year. So Corsair didn't have their own booth. They had their own suite. They had like the presidential suite at the Waldorf Astoria. I don't know if it was a presidential suite, but it was massive. It was like Phanteks, Corsair, Elgato, all the brands that are owned underneath the umbrella of Corsair. Like Origin PC was there. So it's like all their entire umbrella. But I saw this in person and I was like, okay, Corsair, finally some changes that we wanted to see. That being 360 top mount compatibility. I forgot how much I like the front grille. They finally addressed the feet issues. If you guys didn't know, their prior cases had feet issues where they break off easily. But this looks nice. Oh boy. Front close up. It's a good looking case, the 4000D. Now I do have to take the front fans out. These are ours. Of course, the frame I went to order from our local distributor went out of stock, so I gotta get the RGB version. We're taking these Corsair fans out. There's all airflow right here now as well. I like that. Didn't have that before. It used to be all glass all the way down to the bottom. This is gonna help, because you could add, all right, we'll talk about where you can add fans, because I know people are gonna roast me on it. Look, we should add 3 more fans. No, we're not adding 3 more fans. But you can add fans. We're not doing it. You can add fans on top of the power supply shroud, and then you can also add fans over here on the side. Not necessary in today's build. This is literally a smaller version of their 5000D finally. Oh, it's just so cool. So they have set up for 140 fans, and you have to just adjust it, and you can slide over for 120s. It's part of their new Infinity fan design. You can see right here. You literally can these are adjustable rails. Screw, screw, slide. So we're gonna do our 360 top mount, boom, done. All right. Pop off the front, let's see how easy that is. Still the same old easiness that they've always had. Filter, pops right out. You can actually put 140 millimeter fans as well. All right, our fans are out. Let's get at our, so this is also BTF compatible, which looks really nice. Honestly, the way it's pre-installed, you got a nice 360 top mount, a rear fan. It's not a bad case by any standards. Let's get these fans out here. First impressions on the frame case. Tons of modularity. This is like Corsair's new modular case. You can see right here, this can come out. You can add 3 more fans here, which is something you used to be able to do in like the 5000D, which would be like this much bigger. to be a standard mid-tower case and be able to do that, but also have the adaptability on the front as well to do. You can see right here they have their little connections to be able to do the switch between 140 millimeter fans and the 120s. Awesome to see there. Removable SSD tray and a hard drive tray on the bottom. Built-in GPU support bracket. Now this is all for a case that's coming in right around $100 without the front fans. It's a pretty impressive case to have all the modularity and also have a really good build frame. A lot of airflow focus in this one. The perforations, you see they have this new perforation on their fan to allow more airflow but also keep rigidity. I like that. So I've been impressed. I was really impressed when I saw this at CES. I'm just surprised I haven't built with it yet. The only thing I'm worried about is, again, the top mount, but again, it slides this way. It's going to come shift this way about a couple inches to get it really far away from the motherboard. So yeah, it has all the space in the world to put that 360 top mount in here. So impressive stuff so far. Let's get the accessory box out because this is something they did add. They have this massive accessory box. Let's take a look at what they include in the accessory box. Okay, your frames. You also have a QR code here. I'll give you a top down so you can see it. You have your guides, some magnetic strips here. We have, this is a vertical GPU bracket. This looks like it'd be to do like vertical mount. So I know you can do vertical mount in this case, like a vertical GPU bracket. All of our screws, zip ties, which they've always been good. Fan screws, all the goodies, rad screws. There's a lot of stuff that comes with this case. It's really nice. Let's drop the motherboard down and in now. Here it is. That's in our standoff place. But I mean, it's a good looking case. It's a really good looking case for the price. Look at the front close up of the motherboard in so you can see how much room's really in here for being how small it is. Like they built, shout out to the engineers that put this together. Okay, so only one moves. So you should have to do one of these. That's crazy. I thought it was a torque. So one side's torqued, one side's not. So you did it, you slide it, back in place. There, now here's our 360 top mount. Now it's all secured. That's crazy. And it moves everything away. That's what it did. It moved everything away from the other motherboard. So your 360 IO is going to mount now further to the edge and give you all that clearance. It's such a brilliant idea. The engineering, that thought process that went into this from Corsair. Bravo. Now to put better fans in it. Imagine saying all that great thing about Corsair and they're like, no, the one thing you guys are still missing are fans. That's the one I think Corsair is really right now, their fans are so outdated in terms of looks and performance compared to the other ones. Like they have good fans, don't get me wrong, but the price you have to pay for their good quality fans is, like the RS fans are the same price as these right here. And these M25s will outperform them both on look and aesthetic easily. Like these are the M25s. Like what would you rather have, chat? These or all this? Again, this is the same cost. Of course, look at it. Of course, they're already getting me stuck. Beautifully tucked together, this monstrosity of cables. Again, I'm just going to clip in their proprietary little like RGB. Clipped it in place. All clipped in. There it is. Pop these in place. Spin this around so I get these inserted, chat. There you go. So these have infinity mirror centers. Look how much better those fans look versus these. Like, look at that. There's a big difference in looks. Exclamation point tools. It's a phenomenal one. It's a Bauer. Harbor Freight, low torque. So I can go from that to regular screwdriver too. You need it for reach. But yeah, I love these. Harbor Freight. That's like $15. They've lasted forever too. I'm going to put on the front panel without the fan guide for now. Actually, I mean the fan guide's not bad. All the airflow. It's a good filter. But I'm going to put the front panel back on so you guys can see it. I'll leave the in the box, put in the motherboard box, or the case box, I'll put the filter, which will go back with the customer. I want to get this in here so we can look at this. Your I/O is on the bottom now too, but I like the front look more now. It's a little bit more rugged actually. But look at that airflow. You can see how much airflow it's targeting. There we go. Looks good there so far. We're gonna work on these cables. Grab a rear fan. Have just a couple extra additional G25s laying around. You could put even a 140 back here. We're doing 120 over the entire system today. There we go. There we go there. All set there. All right, let's gonna work on our front panel connections. We'll work on that next. USB 3.0. I like so far. What I really like so far is I put the USB 3.0 away from the built-in GPU support bracket, which means it's not going to be hitting it. A lot of other cases, it's in the way. Big shout out to Corsair for getting us out of the way. Next we are Type-C. Or front panel connection going in next. Front panel. There we go. It's all in. Cable management, not too bad on the back. Not too bad. We gotta work on fans still, but doing pretty solid there. Looking good. Next is gonna be our power supply, and then we're gonna move on to our AIO. Power supply today, 1250 watt ATX 3.1 coming in from MSI, and the 1250 GL. All right, I will need a PCIe today, 24 pin main, CPU 1, 12 volt high power, CPU 2. Does PCI not have a daisy chain? No, they don't. All right, there we go. All the power cables additional, and also the power cable into the little pouch, and the motherboard box. Screws for the power supply. I think it's almost like a quick connect for the power supply here. Take a look at that second. Additional PCIe power, I'm plugging this in now. The only thing I don't like about MSI is it's down on the bottom of the board. I wish it was towards the side, how like Asus does it. They did towards the 24 pin, which kind of makes this a lot easier when you're putting these in the basement of power of systems. This can be a pain right here, but we should be okay. First EPS, second EPS. There we go. 24 pin main will be next. Plug in the power supply, slide this bad boy in. It's gonna be the fun part, chat. Now let's see if this right here is indeed quick connects for the power supply. Looks like they are. They are. That's pretty cool. These are just quick, like thumb screws for your power supply. So you only need 2 other screws onto the AIO. All right, let's get these screwed in. We're gonna put our caps on to hide everything. Then we're gonna start getting ready to mount this bad boy. Caps to hide all the screws. I love that they do that. Yeah, look how clean those fans look on the rad. Super, super clean. I'll have to take off it's already pre-applied thermal pad, Intel bracket, and put on the AMD brackets. So this is gonna go just like this. Got a little fan on the pump, which is gonna keep the pump temps really nice. Help actually keep the pump cooler, which I like that about it as well. Top down so you can see it. Just gonna tap this quickly, and then we'll manually screw it in. Before we put this rad in, I'm just gonna pre-run our cables. Okay. All right, just fits. Tight squeeze, and then she fits. Your front close-up chat, looking good so far. We're on the cabling here in a minute. All right, we'll work on the rest of the cable management chat. Our zips here. We'll get the GPU out next. All right, let's finish this right here. Our RGB and our PWM CPU header. I like actually can get my hands in here too. I can always go at it from the top if I needed to. There's more room in here than the prior 4000D case, which is nice. It's in. RGB is right here. RGB is now in. All right, all we have left is our GPU chat. Let me just dress up this last cable here. Not a bad case of cable management by any means. We put the top panel back on, ready for the GPU. Pretty clean for the most part. Get the 5090 out. Oh, there she is, chat. I mean, this is a behemoth of a GPU right there. Thick is right. I'm gonna get all the cellophane off. I just wanna get the PCI connector off. Get this box back up. Obviously, we ship the GPUs uninstalled. That way you can throw it in and we don't have to worry about any kind of damage to, for example, a $3,500 graphics card. Take our 2 slots out. It's only a 2-slotter, but we do have the built-in GPU support bracket. It'll get right there. Oop. We'll get right there. Today's build. About this partake in. Fits with ease in this case. Honestly, AJ, you could almost do push-pull if you really wanted to on the rad, in the front. It almost fit, but I wouldn't really recommend it because we have the top mount now. But 3, 2, 1, not too shabby. Let's get these screws in for the GPU. And then we will put adjust the built-in GPU support bracket. Wow, that's really nice. That's like perfect for this system too. There it is, chat. That is the 4000D frame with a 5090. So now you can fit in there. Plug in our cable, pull our slack down below. Fits. Side glass sits right here. Easily fits the new 4000D frame. Easily fits a 5090. I say 4090, 5090. All right, so our panel's back on the top, as well as this back panel. Then we're getting ready to light it up.
Guys, thanks for coming in and liking another video here on YouTube. Make sure to hit that like button, help us with the algorithm. Make sure people find us and see all the beautiful PCs we build. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button as well. Remember, we build these systems live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/stints. Come on over, hang out, chat it up with us, watch us build beautiful PCs for everybody in the community. And remember, let's go.